to know how you can gain access to capital to jumpstart your journey to entrepreneurial success? For entrepreneurs who are just starting out or those who have been in business for years, Minority Business Access is your podcast. Welcome to our show, where we will guide you in avoiding the pitfalls and thriving in your chosen business. Now, on to the show with your host, Solomon Ali.
Thank you guys all so very much for tuning in to Minority Business Access. I hope the information that we share this evening is going to be useful and that you will find it extremely helpful to you. We're going to do something a little different this year that than what we've done in the past. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to look at an interview where they're just kind of talking and getting to know each other and talking about what it takes to be successful and how you project. Okay, project is extremely powerful. It's a tool that I use in my meditation and my prayer. Being a Christian person, I love to go ahead and pray, and then I turn around and I visualize the things that I would like to see happen. And I spend 20-30 minutes, not every day, but a lot throughout the week, just visualizing and picturing where I want to be. When I'm in a deal, I picture the whole situation. I picture everything from the start of the deal, the negotiation parts of the deal. I picture everything. I ask all the different questions, the questions that I'm afraid to ask in real life. I ask them in my meditation. By asking those questions in your meditation, when you ask them in real life, you're no longer afraid of asking. And I visualize the answer and the response from the person, and I normally get the answer that I'm expecting, okay? Which is normally, for me, positive, because of course I'm always expecting a positive answer. Guys, this is extremely important. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, or if you're a business person, or whatever it is that you want to achieve in life, this is critical. People ask me, how do I make money? Yes, I make money doing deals. Yes, I help companies. Yes, I've sat on the board of 3 publicly traded companies as an officer and as a director. I helped scale 2 companies to become the largest companies within their industries. So I've done those things, but this is how I've done it. I've done it by focus and meditation, focusing on who I was, what I was looking for in the deal, what the other party actually wanted from the deal, how can I give them what they want and still get what I want. I'm a believer in the old saying, a win-win. All parties must win. So everyone that's involved in the deal, there has to be a win-win. That's the only way they're going to feel good. That's the only way I'm going to feel good. So when you create the win-win scenario, you really have to be thinking about the other person and their needs. You can't just think about when you go into a transaction. You can't think about what you want. It can't be all about you. Okay? Yes, you have things that you would like to get, things that you would like to achieve. But please understand, it cannot be all about you. You must focus on what the other person wants. What are their desires? Why do they want it? Why do they even need it? Okay? So when you understand that and have an appreciation for that, then it's 2 humans speaking to one another, trying to negotiate something where it's a win-win for both parties. So we're going to look at some clips of the video here. And as we look at the clips, we're going to pause the video. I'm going to talk a little bit about it from my perspective. These guys have done an awesome job in explaining this stuff and taking you through it and everything like that. So we're going to just go through it. And, if you have any questions or things of that nature, hey, reach out to us, hit us up, SolomonRC, Ali.info. Again, SolomonRC, Ali.info. Just hit us up. Be glad, a team member of mine will be glad to speak with you and to help you out. Let's go ahead and play the video.
Money for a moment, because you mentioned how you were making $4,000 something dollars a year. Your expenses were $6,000, I think, something like that. and then you started making
No,
14.
my expenses were $6,000. I owed $6,000.
You owed $6,000.
I owed everybody that I knew.
And you were making around $14,000 a year after that, shortly after
No,
that.
I went from earning
a month,
$4,000 a year to $14,500 a month.
Exactly.
Now, if you annualize that, that was $175 a year. So I went from earning $4,000 a year to $175. I hadn't earned $175 that year. I got it up to $14,500 a month. So if you annualize
got
it,
it.
that's a change. Phenomenal change.
Is it possible for anyone to go from poverty level to extremely
Absolutely.
financially successful?
Absolutely. I think earning money is one of the simplest things I ever learned. And it's one of the most misunderstood things. Wealthy people historically have always had multiple sources of income. They don't have one. They have many.
Yeah.
I was cleaning floors. I thought the answer was work harder. Because I really wanted to earn some money.
Yeah, of course.
And I thought it was all important. Today, my attitude towards money has changed dramatically. But I thought the answer was get another office to clean. Well, I was working so hard, I passed out on the street. I would have been maybe 27, 28. I literally passed out on the street. I was working so hard. I came to, and there's a great big cop looking at me.
People, let's pause it right now for a moment. Listen, the objective is not to work harder, people. It's to work smarter. It's to utilize the tools and the consultants and the talent that's around you. You have to utilize the tools and the consult. You have to leverage your relationships, okay? And when I say leverage your relationships, guys, I'm not talking about going out using anyone or taking advantage of anyone. I'm speaking of leveraging your relationships. Again, every time you do something or you do something with other people, they must create a win-win scenario. There's something about the energy that when you do that, it's a give and take, that magnetic force, and it just keeps going. When you just take, and you don't give, then guess what? Your well's going to run dry a lot quicker. You might have a moment of success, but I assure you, it's only going to be a moment of success. So, but when you actually give, and then it just works. It's a magnetic thing, and it just keeps going back and forth, and the energy and everything become endless, all right? So what he's talking about, I believe, is this. You're looking at it. He thought he had to work. I've been there. And you've all been there as well. You've all thought the key was do overtime, work overtime. Oh, start another business, raise some more capital, we'll do these things. Well, that's not the key. The key is relationships, leveraging your relationships, creating win-win scenarios, and utilizing the technology and the things around you, your consultants, the things around you to help you to get to where you're going. But sometimes before you can get to where you're going, you must help someone else to get to where they're going. Be of service. Do something and create something of value for them. They would appreciate it, and they will share the word and pass that on, and then you will have more business than you can shake a stick at. If you don't do a good job, people, that's why so many of you have problems and that you continue to struggle. Because you go in, you haven't taken the time to learn your craft, you haven't taken the time to learn your industry, you don't know what's actually going on, and you're just looking at it as a paycheck. If you look and take that attitude, you're always going to be just over broke, working poor. I don't care if you work for the man, and the man being, let's not bring anything else other than man is just somebody that you work for, okay? If you work for the man, look, you're going to be just over broke. Why? Because we tend to spend the money that we bring in. Okay? Most people are consumers. They tend to spend everything that they bring in. Don't be a consumer. But if you turn around and you're of service, and I go help Bill do something, and I do a fabulous job, and I over-deliver, I over-exceed Bill's expectations, Bill's going to tell someone else. And now I have two people to work. If I over-exceed their expectations, see, everyone has expectations. And it's your job to find out what it is that their expectations, where are they? Where are their expectations at? See, if their expectations, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10 is at a 10, and you're delivering an 8, well, Bill's not telling anyone about you. Why? Because he wasn't satisfied or happy. It wasn't a win-win scenario. He didn't win in that scenario, okay? And in the end result, neither did you, okay? So now you got to go out and try to drum up and find some more business. But if you put yourself into it, you're all into it, and you do the work, okay? Do the work, then Bill's going to be like, oh, wow, my expectations of this guy was only a 10, but this guy delivered me a 15 or a 20. So guess what? Bill's telling 2 or 3 other people. So now you got 2 or 3 other people calling you. And if you keep repeating that process, that's how you're going to be successful. Solve someone else's problems. Over-deliver. Under-promise and over-deliver. And that starts with meditation. You got to focus. You got to visualize what it is that you want to do, the service that you're going to provide for them, how you're going to provide that service, okay? And you got to see them with a smile. In your visualization, I got to see them like, wow, happy, pleased, and everything like that. Because if I see them that way, I know that I'm going to deliver the service. I got to see myself enjoying doing the work, enjoying helping them, enjoying being a benefit to them, adding to their life, okay? So when you can do that, then you don't have to worry about, oh, wow, let me go do more work. You don't have to be on, as some people will say, the grind, the hustle, or whatever, okay? Now you can focus, all right? That's how you build a business. That's how you work smarter. That's how you help other people. That's how you become successful, okay? But you must see it first. Let's go ahead and continue to play the video. I just wanted to get that in real quick. Again, this is my opinion of what's actually taking place and what it actually takes. It worked for me. It worked for me. I'm sure it'll work for you.
I was laying there. It was scary. There was a group of people around me. I saw lights flashing. Then I saw a couple of guys in uniform with a stretcher. And it was scary. I had passed out. I guess they thought I had dropped dead. I had a heck of a time getting away from them, but I did get away. They didn't take me in the hospital. I talked them out of it. I got away, and I got thinking, I'm not doing this right.
Mm-hmm. Working harder, working more hours is not the way.
No.
Yeah.
In fact, Napoleon Hill wrote that in Think and Grow Rich. He said, if you are one of those people who believe that hard work and honesty alone will bring riches, perish the thought, it is not true. Riches, when they come in huge quantities, never come as a result of hard work. They come, if they come at all, in response to definite demands based upon the application of definite principles and not by chance or luck. So you got to find a demand and fill it, but you got to follow definite principles to do it.
Wow.
In other words, it's got to be in harmony with the law. You got to give more than you get. Mm-hmm. If you're trying to get, forget it.
Yeah.
Well, I got by myself and I thought,
Let's pause this. Definite demand. What does that mean? Definite demand. That means, look, there has to be a need. Again, I was just talking about that earlier. Solve the problem for other people. That's the need. What is the problem that people are facing? What is the problem and the challenges that they're having? Solve that problem. If you solve that problem and you exceed their expectations, you're going to always stay in business, okay? That's what you're trying to do, okay? If you're in business and you're not solving a problem and you're not creating creating demand by exceeding people's expectations, you're going to fail. So you got to solve people's problem, and that creates the definite of demand, all right? Because people out there want something, and you have to figure out what it is that the masses want and solve that particular problem for them.
I'm doing something wrong. I was earning more money, but here I'm passing out. This is not normal. And it's like a little voice in my head said, if you can't clean all of them, don't clean any of them. So I got all dressed up, People now accuse me of sleeping in my suit. I wouldn't take a suit off. I didn't matter where I was. Because I knew the cleaners were tired, and I would go around. I got other people cleaning offices. Mm-hmm. And I knew pretty well where they'd be. So I'd drop around, I'd bring coffee and donuts, and I would drop in and I would talk to them about goals. And then I'd go to the next person. But I always was dressed up because I knew how tired you get. And if I was in working clothes, they'd expect me to help them so they could finish and go home.
Interesting.
But when I had shiny shoes and a suit and shirt and tie, they didn't expect me to help them clean. So I'd go on to the next place and then the next place. And that's when I started to open offices. Mm. I went from Toronto to Montreal to Boston to Cleveland to Atlanta to London, England.
And you hired cleaners.
Everywhere I went.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had people cleaning.
What should someone think about if they're struggling financially right now, or they feel like they've been struggling for many years, and it feels like they're just surviving week after week, month after month. They're not sure how to get to that kind of sense of freedom for at least a 6-month runway or beyond. What should they start thinking about?
Do you know what you've just described? I believe the majority of people are living that way.
Yeah.
The majority. Now that's rather sad, but I think it's true. And it's because we only have one problem in the whole world, and that's ignorance. They're living in ignorance. They don't know that what they're doing is going to keep them where they are. And they keep doing it because they don't know how to change. They're overwhelmed with the debt. People are saying, I need the money. They haven't got it. They want to take their family on a vacation. They don't have the money to go. So they may borrow it and go anyway. Now they got more debt. They have to understand that they don't have to live that way. Mm. I wrote a book called You're Born Rich. The truth is you are. Most people are just a little short of money, but you are born rich in potential. Anybody can go to our site, go to bobproctor.com. You can download the book, You Were Born Rich, free. It won't cost you a cent. Mm-hmm. And chapter 2 is How Much is Enough. It's described very well how to get out of debt. You got to create a debt repayment program where it's all done automatically. Mm-hmm. And then you focus on prosperity. You've got to have a financial goal. You've got to work toward it. And you've got to understand that you can earn more than you're earning. And wealthy people don't have one source of income. They have more than one. I was earning money all last night while I was...
Folks, those of you who know some of the things I say, right? You want to be a lender and not a spender. You want to be a lender, not a borrower, okay? Come on, guys. What we're talking about is everyone makes money. It's what you do with your monies, okay? So monies is nothing but a tool. If you give a carpenter a hammer, he knows what to do with that tool. You have to be retrained and refocused on what to do with your tool. So when you get money, you can't go out and say, oh, I want to buy the pair of shoes or a new suit or a shirt, or I want to buy this new car or this bigger house, or I go out to these fancy restaurants or things of that nature, or any restaurant for that matter of fact. What you got to sit back and say is, wait a minute. So if I have $100 that I just got paid, $100, what am I going to do with it? The first thing I would do with it is pay my tithes. Okay, that's the first thing right off the top. That's me now. What I will say to you is this. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm paying myself 30%. 30% of every dollar I just made. Now understand, 30%, that means if I just made $100, I'm giving myself $30. I've paid my tithes. My tithes normally I'm going to pay about 10%, sometimes a little bit more and things like that. So already $40 is off the top. Gone. $40 gone. So 10 went to pay my tithes, 30 went to me. But I'm visualizing this stuff, and see, this is really important. I need you guys to understand and get this. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save for an investment of some kind, another 10%. So of that $100, I am going to save to make an investment into something, a business, a piece of property, somebody's investment, buy some stock, something, at least 10%. So now I've already saved 30% because I paid myself first. Okay, so I take that money and I put it aside. That becomes my wealth plan. Okay, and money accumulates. It's like the law of attraction. Once you start saving and you get more and more, you'll find out a funny thing. You get enough, you don't want to spend it. Okay, and that just happens. I don't know why, but you're not going to want to spend it. So now I'm at 50%. And so you're probably thinking, well, how are you going to pay your bills with 50%? Well, guess what? Bills are a liability. They're not making me money. They're costing me money. Okay? You all heard this saying, and you've all lived it and experienced it, right? The money stops and the bills keep coming. Okay? So you're in debt. So now you got to get up and go to work just to pay the bills, just to meet the obligations. All right? But if you invest that 10% into something that is going to make you money, that's going to generate money. And it doesn't matter in the beginning how much it generates, as long as it's a safe investment, low risk investment, as long as you've done the due diligence, that you've followed the experts of your consultants and things like that, that money is going to come back with friends. So if you can imagine planting a seed and a tree growing, okay, and all of the fruit from that tree, from that one seed, you're able to eat off of, not just for a day, but for a lifetime. But now you still got your 30% that you put away over here. So that's what you did with your 10%. All right. So now you're going to turn around and you're going to take the other 50%, right? And you're going to go ahead and take care of all your obligations and everything of that nature. That's what you should do, in my humble opinion. And it works. It works. What makes it work is because as I continue to accumulate money, I'm not spending all the money that I'm bringing in. No, I'm not cheap. I'm frugal. I'm not cheap. But I'd rather spend my money on an investment, investing into something that's good, that's going to benefit me so that my money works harder and not me. See, I don't want to pass out on the street. Okay, trying to hustle and get in and think I can clean it all and do it all, because no one can. We only are going to have so much energy and there's only so much time in a day. So the money becomes a tool, the money becomes a partner. Okay, so it goes out and works just as hard as I'm working. See, that's the trick. Get the money to work just as hard as you're working. But you got to keep working in the meantime doing your thing. Okay, you got to keep working. You got to keep doing the right thing. So, and that's what people don't understand. Hey, you don't have to lie. You don't have to cheat. You don't have to steal in business. You have to do the work. Most people don't want to do the work. Most people want to go out and get a fancy suit and perpetrate like they got it going on, because everybody's looking at image. So they think, oh, wow, he drives a fancy car. He's in a fancy suit. He's got it going on. And women, you know, you get with this man and then you find out he's in debt and you having to help him pay his debts and obligations. You don't want to be in that situation. And it can happen in reverse too. Guys meet this beautiful woman and everything. She dresses all nice and everything, and you're sitting back and all of a sudden you're taking your seed trying to court her, and then you get with her and realize what? She's got so much debt and everything like that, and the first thing she tells you, if you're any kind of man, you'll help me what? Take care of these obligations. And so now you're in a catch-22, you're all conflicted and everything, and you're like, good Lord, what just happened here? And there goes your seed. See, now your seed is gone. See, you gave your seed away to a consumer. See, and so that's what you got to stop. So whether you're a man or a woman, whoever, you know, what you have to do is say, hey, this is my seed, and I am going to invest my seed, and my seed is going to come back with a harvest. And I'm going to tend to that field that I've just created, because that's my job, and its job is to make as much money as I'm making. Okay, so we're going to continue and take on with the video and stuff like that, but people, this is important stuff, because it ain't easy.
You're sleeping.
Yeah.
You can actually earn more money when you're sleeping than you can spend when you're awake.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds like a cute line, but it's true. There's no end to what we can earn. If you are not getting information from someone who is already wealthy, then you're probably getting information from the wrong people. Most people ask their brother-in-law, or the guy next door, or the girl they know, how do I earn more? Hell, if they knew, they'd be earning it. They don't know. And most people talk to people that don't know. Carlyle put it very well. He said he did not believe...
Stop there right there. Did y'all just hear what he said? If you're not getting information from someone who is wealthy, you're getting information from the wrong person. People, I couldn't have said it any plainer. You're getting information from the wrong person. I don't care if it's, now this is no disrespect to anyone. I don't care if it's a college professor. I don't care if it's an attorney. I don't care if it's an accountant. I don't care where you're getting the information. I don't care even if it's another business person. If they are not wealthy, if their money is not making them money, you are talking to the wrong person, okay? Listen, I'm a lender. I'm not a borrower. I'm a lender. I will do without. I will eat beans before I will go spend my money on something that's not going to bring me a return. That's the honest God truth. So when I visualize something, I'm visualizing me making investments into something that's going to work, where I'm looking at the management team, I'm looking at the industry, I'm looking at the different things that, oh, this company is going to grow by triple digits. Oh, wow, are they reinvesting their money to grow the business to make it more profitable? I'm looking at those things. And see, you guys didn't hear me. You're not understanding what it is that I'm saying, because you're missing the four things that I just said, that a lot of people that are very wealthy, okay, what they do and how they do it. Most of these guys run private hedge funds, private equity, venture capitalists. They're investing into other businesses. And you guys are not paying attention. They're doing the due diligence. They're doing the homework. At Solomon R.C. Ali Corporation, we do the homework for you. We go out, we look for companies to help who are looking to scale and to grow their business. So what does that mean? Companies who are looking to scale, to reinvest capital back into their business, to scale, to grow, okay? To create more value, all right? So they're looking for investors who are looking to what? Grow with them. What do the investors and how do they benefit? Oh, they get to grow in their profits. So you have to invest and look at the management team. All right, so you got the company, you're looking at it, it's doing what? Oh, they're reinvesting. All right, the people are wealthier than you. Oh, wow. So all of a sudden now you know, wait a minute, this is probably a good investment for me to take my 10% that I'm saving. Not your 30% that you're putting away, the 10% that you're putting aside for the right investment, for that money to go to work. See, that 30%, I know what you guys are going to say, oh, it's for emergencies. No, it's not. It's to sit there. It's to sit there because you're going to continue to add to it. And as you continue to add to it, you're going to find out later that all of a sudden lenders and other investors are looking at your wealth and they're willing to give you more. It's an attraction, okay? Money attracts money, all right? That's what happens, people. Money attracts money. If you're in debt, guess what happened? Debt attracts debt. Okay, you're going down. You're just over broke. So now the management team is doing their job. Okay, they're reinvesting. All right. So then you're looking at the industry, and the industry is a huge industry that has scalability within the industry for the industry to grow. So that's number 3. Okay, and then number 4 is very simple. You're looking for that company that can grow by triple digits. Triple digits. So now you have the right investment because you have those things that's actually in place. And there's some other things, but those are the critical things, I believe. And now your money is starting to make money. You make 200%, 300%, 3,000% return on your money. That's how you make money. That's what we're talking about. That's what visualization does. To sit back and visualize, hey, I'm not a consumer. I'm a lender. I'm an investor. And that's what each and every one of you have to do. Look for the companies that people are working with who are investing money. When everybody else is dumping that stock or running away from that company, like, hey, we were in COVID-19 in 20, last year, okay, whatever year it was, in 2020. COVID-19, everybody's panicking, freaking out and everything like that, not realizing, hey, this is the time to buy. That was the time to scale. That wasn't the time to flee. That was the time to double down and say, oh, wow, if you're in the restaurant business, let me go buy up all the ones going out of business. Okay? So now all of a sudden you have a chain of restaurants. Okay? If you own the bar, you go buy up all the bars. And I'm just using that as an example, but now you can go from one bar to multiple bars. But guess what you may need? You might need partners. Your partners are the investors who come in and say, oh, okay, yeah, we'll ride this out the next 24, 36 months with you. Because now you're growing within that industry as everybody else is fleeing the industry. Now, here's what most of you do is this. Everybody hears about something hot, and what do? Everyone starts buying. Why are you buying? When everyone else is buying, because now the prices are up. So now you're buying at the top of the market, prices are shooting up and everything like that. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And the people making the money are the ones getting out because there's a huge demand, right, with everybody coming in. People, you want to get in early. You want to get in when companies are going from that private to the public stage. That's where the greatest returns are. Not once they become retail stocks and everything of that nature, because the movement in the stock is going to be very small. And definitely not in my opinion, in my opinion, blue chip stocks are great if you're already wealthy, in my opinion. If you're already wealthy, yes, you want to own the blue chip stocks because you're only going to see a small movement, 3%, maybe 5%, okay? But guess what? You're not going to see a movement up or down. It's going to be 3%, 5% up, 3 or 5% down. So pretty much your money is what? Safe, all right? That's why it's a blue chip stock. It has a lot of liquidity and everything like that. But people, what I'm talking about are the stocks that have a great deal of volatility that will continue to climb because of the industry they're in, because the company is ran by good managers, because they're reinvesting their money back into the company, and because the company has the ability to scale by triple digits. That's what you're doing with your 10%. If you didn't get anything else, get that. Stop being a consumer. You don't need that pair of shoes. You don't need that shirt. The other day I went to my grandson's birthday party. He just turned 2, okay? And he must have got about $1,000 worth of gifts, give or take, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. And I just looked. Now, you got to understand, I'm looking at from the eyes of a 56-year-old, about to be a 57-year-old man. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking and I'm saying, all of these toys he just got, he was only excited about 1 or 2 of them. And the rest of them, he's not going to play with, or he's going to outgrow in about 90 days, 120 days. I'm sorry. A revelation, it was like, that was a waste of money. A lot of money. If I was the parents, now I didn't do this when I was younger, so I can't really say anything, but I'm going to say it because now I have a little wisdom. If I'm the parent, you know what I'm going to say? Hey, screw that. Don't bring my kid no toys. You can get him some certificates, some stocks, some bonds, some things that are going to go up in value so that in 10, 20, 30 years, guess what? His money is making money, and it came from the gifts and things of that nature. People, we got to get smart. We got to look at what we're doing and stop becoming consumers, okay? Otherwise, you're going to be just over broke, and you deserve to be exactly where you are. If that's where you want to be, there's nothing wrong with it, but don't kick the next guy because he's out doing it the right way, and he jumps in his Bentley or his Rolls, or he lives in the house on the hill, and you live down there and you're struggling. You're struggling because you're making bad choices. And some of you are only making bad choices because you don't know any better. And so that's why we're here at Minority Business Access, to try to give you the information so you can make a more informed decision. And once you make the more informed decision, you might come to the decision that it's not for you. Some of you, that's going to be what it's going to come. You're going to be like, hey, I'd rather dress good. You know, I have some women friends that, hey, they rather just dress good. They don't care. They figure someone else will meet that need. I have some men friends that say, hey, I want a new car. Okay, so some of you are just going to be stuck in it, but you now at least have the information and the knowledge to make an informed decision. Okay, and don't knock nobody for, you know, trying to get it. And I'm not going to knock you, and they shouldn't knock you for, hey, being happy right where you are, being just over broke. You know, I was about to use some profanity up in here, but you know what? I'm going to say it this way. If you want to keep your butt just over broke, keep doing what you've been doing. I think they say that's the perfect definition of insanity. Okay? If it hasn't worked for you, and if you're not following somebody who's wealthier than you and you want to keep doing it your way, then you're helpless. Okay? Until you decide that you're going to take some information and go accumulate some knowledge and apply that knowledge somewhere else. We're going to get back to this video because I know I'm rambling on now and stuff like that. So we're going to hear what this guy got to say because, I mean, he's hitting it out the park. He's talking my language. I'm amped up. Let's go.
Even the collective wisdom of individual ignorance. And that's where most people are getting it, from people that don't know any more than themselves. I think you have to go. That's why these seminars are so important today.
Yeah.
People have the opportunity to go and learn. Most people won't pay to go. I tell people, listen, you invest in this, it'll probably be, borrow the money to do it. It's probably the last time you'll ever have to borrow money.
Yeah.
Our seminars are not rah. It's not nothing. Our seminars teach people about themselves. Mm-hmm. It's like when Bill Goff said, if I want to be free, I got to be me. I'm thinking, I better know who me is. I didn't know who me was. I was doing a lot of things. I was doing them right, and I was earning money, but I didn't know who I was. I started to study me. And the more I know me, the better I know you. You only have to study yourself. You'll know what everybody, because we're all the same.
Yeah.
It's our behavior that's different, our results that are different.
I heard a friend of mine, Dean Graziosi, I don't know if he coined this or someone else said it, and he said it from someone else, but he said, those that pay attention. And when you invest in yourself, you're paying attention to
I never heard that before, but that is the truth.
Those that pay attention. But if you don't pay for it, you're not going to pay as much attention. If you pay more, you'll pay more attention to learn.
I had an aunt and uncle who were as poor as church mice. I mean, they just didn't have anything. And they had a whole house full of kids. And I used to drop by their house periodically. I was doing very well. And I was teaching seminar.
We're probably going to end it here. Guys, you have to make an investment in your education and accumulating knowledge. You know, what he's talking about is you got to learn something and get out your comfort zone. If you want to be in business, in the manufacturing business, first you're going to have to learn about the manufacturing business. Second, you're going to have to learn about business, okay? So there's things that you have to learn, and you're going to have to make an investment in yourself to be able to go out and do that. I know a lot of my investors out there and people who follow me and everything like that, they say, hey, I just want to make money. I want to do. People, you have to learn the principles. Making money is easy, but making money is hard at the same time. Hear what I'm saying. Making money is easy, but making money is hard. Here's what makes it hard. People being lazy. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to gain the knowledge. All they want to do is sit back. A lot of people invest, but what they're really doing is gambling. They're throwing caution to the wind. They just playing chance. I don't play chance with money because I just earned that money. And so why would I play chance with something that I just used my blood, sweat, and tears to accumulate and just gamble it away? You know, somebody asked me the other day, hey, you want to bet on this? I said, no, I don't bet. He said, why not? I said, because I don't gamble. He said, well, it's just a $10 bet. I said, look, I do not gamble. Okay, these guys have done an awesome job. And again, people, be wise with your money. Don't be slothful. Don't be lazy. Save your money. If save 30%, invest 10%. Okay. If you're like me, pay your tithes and offerings and things of that nature, and then live on the rest. And once you accumulate money, become a lender and not a spender. Become an investor, not a borrower. Okay, and that's what you want to try to do. You don't need the extra pair of shoes. You don't need the extra shirt. You don't need the brand new car. What you need to have right now is your money's earning money. Your money should be working just as hard as you are, okay? If you're making six figures, get to a place to where your money is making you six figures a year, okay? Because then that way, you know, you got a pretty comfortable life whether you work or not work, all right? So listen, we started this thing off about focus, meditation. That's what I do. That's what helped me to get to where I am currently today. I'm pretty successful at what I do. I'm pretty good at what I do in closing deals, but I do visualize on these deals. I visualize every step and every aspect, and I create a win-win scenario for the other side first. You hear me? First. I need to know what they want and what they need so I can deliver that to them first. That's me being of service, solving their problems, people. That's what you got to do. Visualize solving their problems. Understand what their needs are. Then a win-win for yourself, okay? Because now you know you're in business, you have a medium of exchange taking place, you're providing a service and they're paying you for it. You know, look us up at solomonrcali.info. We can help you, okay? Whether it's the ABCs, where we're helping you to arrange capital, okay, for your business, to grow your business by acquisition, mergers, or just simply organic. Look us up if you're just looking to build wealth, okay, and you want to be an investor and invest in new companies that are basically hitting new industries or within the same industry, but that's growing by the triple-digit growth, okay, where you can participate in that and have the huge returns, all right? Again, we're not promoters. We're not market makers or broker dealers. We're none of that. All we are people are trying to educate you and inform you on what's available and what to look for so you can make a sound decision. And the best thing, you know, hey, do the work, people. Do the work. I have a book coming out in late 2021, okay? It's a must read. It's a must read. You need to read the book. It will help you to avoid all the minefields, whether you're a CEO looking to grow or expand your company or just simply need capital, working capital, help you there. Or if you're an investor looking for the right type of investment to get your mind right, how do you invest? How do you know what companies to invest in? I know some of you out there invest in stocks and everything, but you don't know anything about the companies. All you've done was follow the frenzy. Other people jumped in, you jumped in. You're losing money and you don't understand why, because you threw your money to chance. So let's do it the right way. Let us help you to understand how to do it the right way and some simple principles. And they're my principles. They work for me. You've heard that they work for some other people as well, and they may just work for you, okay, and help you to make some money. And then last but not least, hey, you got to use consultants. We provide a consulting service. You know, it doesn't have to be us, but it needs to be someone. But I'm willing to leverage my relationships with the people that I work with to help you to develop your business or to help you to invest. Listen, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to Minority Business Access. I hope this has been helpful to you in some way. Please listen to it over and over again and share it with a friend. Please, I ask you to share it with a friend, especially if you look like me, or if you're a person that had to bootstrap their companies before, or you're a person that's looking to start your life over, okay? And you're having to start from the bottom and grind it out. This is what you want to do. Share it with a friend and keep looking at it and keep watching it and follow the principles. Good luck.
You've reached the end of another episode of the Minority Business Access Podcast. Connect with us at solomonrcali.info to leave a review and access more resources. We hope you enjoyed this show and found great value. See you at the next episode.